Story is going viral and we need to talk about it. A youth pastor in Okaka, Bayelsa State has killed and buried a young girl named Katherine. In this viral picture, you could see the mother of the late girl beating the living daylight out of the young boy that had just killed and buried her daughter. The dead girl's body was soon dug out of the vicinity of the boy's house, attracting a crowd of shocked and bewildered residents who could not believe their eyes. At first, it was speculated that Joseph was a Yahoo boy and Katherine was his girlfriend, and that the killing was a Yahoo++ situation. You know, something we are familiar with. But a close source of the girl's family has revealed what may have truly happened. But before we continue, please like this video and share. From what we gathered, the girl, Katherine, was said to be a clothes vendor. She sells clothes for men and women. And about a few weeks ago before the incident happened, it was said Joseph patronized her. Now, put it in mind that Joseph is a youth pastor of the same church that she attends, so they were familiar with each other. He wasn't a stranger, neither was she. However, the day she sold the clothes to Joseph, Joseph did not pay complete. And of course, as per youth pastor, she let him go with it and he promised to give her the money another day. And so on the 28th or 27th thereabout, that was the day Katherine decided to go and meet Joseph to collect her money. About 50,000 naira, it was said. So Katherine told her mother where she was going on that day, right before she left for his place, and that was the last time the mother would see her alive, at least. By the end of the day, Katherine did not come home and her phone number was not going through. So in the early hours of the 29th of July 2022, Katherine's mother decided to go and meet Joseph herself, because that was the place her daughter told her she was going. And when she got to Joseph's house, Joseph told her that Katherine was not there, that he had paid her the money and she had left. But Katherine's mother did not feel it. Sources claimed that she felt her daughter's presence when she went to the boy's house, almost as if the daughter was hiding inside the house or something. But it was said the woman did not leave. Instead, she stood there and began dialing her daughter's number, but it wasn't going through. It was said she was shouting Katherine's name to come out, thinking maybe she's hiding inside, probably suspecting they were, together. However, when she forced herself into the boy's house, that was when everything blew up. When Katherine's mother forced her way inside Joseph's house, she did not see Katherine, and for a moment, she thought her daughter had truly left the house. But then, she noticed something on the floor, a heap of sand by the door, almost as if something was buried there. It was in that realization that she knew for a fact that her daughter had not left the house. Out of fear, she raised alarm and drew a crowd of people who came to wonder what was going on in that apartment. She drew their attention to the newly dug place in the boys' house, asking them to check what was there, that it's unusual. And of course, when the boys in the area decided to dig up the place, they did not even dig deep before they noticed that someone had been buried there. And that someone was Katherine. It was at this point that the woman pounced on the young man, dragging him out of his house into the streets in the presence of everyone, and began beating the living daylight out of his destiny. It was said the police soon arrived and he was immediately handed to them. Clearly, this case is very brand new and it's currently developing because there are still certain things I don't understand. There are still certain things that is not making sense yet. So make sure you stay following this page should there be any updates. Because the claim now is that Joseph killed Katherine all because he could not pay her the 50k he owed her for the clothes he purchased from her. When I first learned about the story, I was thinking to myself, is it possible that he deliberately owed her the money so he could lure her into his apartment to maybe get his way with her? In case you haven't noticed, she's a very beautiful girl. And so her going to his house, saying that he's a youth pastor, they are basically of the same age grade, she felt it could be most likely cordial. And then I guess maybe he tried to seduce her or tried to touch her. And who knows, she may have refused and he may have forced his way, leading to him killing her due to the fact that he's a youth pastor and has a reputation. And if this girl should leave the house and go tell the world what he did, he will most likely be in big trouble. But that is just how I see it in my head. That is not the story, it's just how I perceive it. Because people do this to a lot of young vendors. They purchase from them just to lure them to do something to them. Because ordinarily, it doesn't make sense to me that he killed her because of 50k. Because he could not pay her 50k. I don't believe it, I'm sorry. Maybe if it was 100k or 200 or 300k, 50k for a youth pastor from Christ Embassy, no. I believe there's something the boy is not saying. There is definitely something Joseph is not saying. He hasn't told the truth yet. Maybe it's not money rituals as many people suspect, but it looks to me that something went down in his house when the girl came. Something he did not want the girl to take out. And again, if you ask me, I feel that he most likely tried to have his way with her, and maybe in the process she struggled, they fought, and he most likely hit her somewhere. Because when the grave was opened, you could see her losing blood from somewhere around her face. Obviously, if he didn't have the 50,000 naira to pay her, he would have told her and she would have most likely come back another time or collected something in return for the money. I just don't believe it's because of the 50k that he just called her to just end her life so he wouldn't have to pay the 50k. It doesn't make sense to me. Anyhow, like I said, the story is still developing, so we will just have to wait for more confessions from his own side because he has not said the truth as far as this story is concerned. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments below. But before you go,